Yeah. At first and foremost, my awakening was a psychedelic awakening. So it
Mm,
involved acid and cannabis. And I was actually, this was back when I started my spiritual practice, like I said, and that became my priority shifted in life.
sure.
And it was funny because I had been studying, so much time I spent with like psychology, and I'm reading these books by these interesting neuroscientists and such, and even super analytical types, like even like
Mm.
Sam Harris, is talking about psychedelics and stuff.
Oh
And I'm
my
just
god, he
like,
talks about science
everyone's
psychedelics a lot.
talking
Yeah.
like everyone's talking about this. And when I was younger, of all the damn drugs that I did, psychedelics were the one I didn't do because I was like, oh no, those make you lose touch with reality. Come to find out that it actually amplifies reality
Quite
and
the
makes a lot of
contrary. Yeah.
those more subtler features in reality come popping right out at you when you amplify reality. And that's what psychedelics do
Right, right.
with your consciousness. So that was a big part of my awakening. It's important to understand that. But there's almost like two different directions we can go here now, because I can talk about psychedelic awakening, or I can go right into the meditation, because there's a lot of people who meditate, and you can spend a lot of time meditating. You can spend 30 years in a monastery meditating and not experience an awakening like the one that I experienced. In fact, plenty of people have done that before, and not gotten you know that sort of whatever it is they were looking for out of it.
Mm.
You'll certainly learn and grow a heck of a lot as a person, but with meditation practice, it's not about like some big imagined payoff or something that you think you're going to get to. It's so much of the practice is about learning to be comfortable and accept where you are and the state of things the way they are right now, and to
Sure.
understand the habituations of your own mind, and to notice these recurring thoughts and things that come up. Like, one of the more important things about meditation, and the way I simply think about it at its most core basic level, is that it's the practice of letting go of thoughts as they arise,
Mm.
right? Because the way you get caught up in your mind is when you think a thought and then you try to build a thought on top of a thought, and then all of your thoughts are about other thoughts, and then you're disconnected from the outside world, you could say. And you're caught up in this internal mental world, and it's a mental world of the ego mind, more so than a higher self, higher consciousness, if you will, because it's all consciousness from my perspective. It's all mind.
Sure.
Everyone talks about like God and consciousness. To me, all these things are the same thing, right? God, consciousness, spirit,
Energy, vibration.
the infinite field, energy. It's all one big thing, and it's all interconnected. Is the bottom line. Everyone's talking about the same thing, but depending on which angle you look at it from, it can appear radically different. It
Sure.
could look like one god or many gods, or his name could be this, or he could look like that. He could have a beard, he could have a hat. It could be whatever you want, because it's happening in your own imagination. So when you actually do go and leave your body and have some type of experience like this, even though you are experiencing the fundamental, like the true nature of reality, there's still that lens of your mind. As you leave your ego body, you're still going through that sort of gateway, that sort of lens of your mind. And as you come back into it, you're still coming in through the same lens. And so your beliefs and your belief system, before you going into the experience, are going to frame what you say about the experience when you come out of it. That's why every time someone has an experience like this, and it was like the first thing I thought when I got back was like, oh my God, I have to write about this and tell the world. And like, oh, it's the same. This is exactly what everyone else is doing. Like, this is where all the religions came from. Like, and now here I am, and I want to go start my own religion. It's like, but all I'm going to say is the same thing that everyone else has been saying.
Right.
What's different about it? It's like just different words, a slightly different perspective, same general principles, same big picture. Um, yeah, we have these experiences, and they look just radically different depending on the angle that you view it from. And like it's like this infinite center, and you can come at it from this side or this side, or just however your whole experience is. Because all you're viewing is yourself and your own consciousness.
Right.
It's all one thing, and you're experiencing yourself. But depending on how you get into it, it really is infinite. It's imagination. Imagination is what's infinite, and it's consciousness, it's mind, and it could be you can experience anything when you leave your body. You really can.
It's